Good afternoon. This is Uda George Onyango from Safe Environment Hub, that is say a bit short. And today we are introducing our very first podcast. It's called Sehab Podcast, Voices of Change. And we shall be breaking down real issues affecting our communities and spotlighting ideas shaping the community at large. And today we shall be addressing something very sensitive in our household, and that is food and food security. We always ask ourselves, is this food really safe? And we shall be looking at what are consumers really eating. What should they look out for when they are dealing with food issues? And also, what innovations exist today to help families stay safe and nourished? Yeah. So to help us debunk that issue at large, we have our guest from Consumer Grassroots Association, also called CJ in short, and his name is Mr. Brian Nayombe. And Mr. Brian, karibu sana kwa show.
Asante.
Yes.
Venye nimekuwa introduced, naitwa Brian Nayombe. I am from Consumer Grassroots Association. Consumer Grassroots Association, we are in the space of empowering consumers on matters food safety. And food safety is not just a word or any other. It affects us in our business life, in our daily life. And when you talk about food safety, it's just a process, that process of handling, storage, and interacting with the food that home to prevent that contamination area. And to prevent also food from illness. There are several innovations around, and what we are encouraging consumers to actually say that this food is safe is a few things that most consumers are assuming that this one is safe, this one is clean. It's clean but not safe. Yes.
Nice. Thank you for that. Thank you for the introduction. Yes, Jay, you are more into consumer, but not necessarily food. But today we shall be focusing on food. Yeah. So maybe later on you shall be expounding to us what other aspect of consumers that CJ really dwell in. And to go to the next segment, we shall be looking at what consumers need to know about food safety. And first of all, to you, according to you, what is food security and what is food safety? Yes. Maybe you can also use local dialect for every other people to understand.
Okay. Yeah. When you talk about food security, we are talking about that adequateness. And when you are talking about food safety, we are talking about that which is safe for human for consumption. You know, the food, you can have adequate food, but it's not safe. So we are narrowing down to that food safety. So when we are talking about food safety, the basic thing that comes to your head is storage. Am I storing that food well? Transportation. Am I transporting this food in the right way? Am I using the right modes? That transportation, in as much as it's coming, am I going to the mode of transport? They are called the vessels. Huh? Ziko safe. Ziko safe ama haziko safe. The water that I'm using, how am I cooking that particular food at home pale? Because there are so many hidden risks around the food. Na ukiangalia like the risks zenye ziko involved kwa hiyo around your food, unapata like they are invisible, so I cannot really tell. It starts maybe from the farm, it goes to the up to the plate. So this process along the value chain, hiyo ndio ina determine how safety that food is. You know, naweza kuwa na ile chakula nyumbani, nimepika chakula, I can contaminate it. It can be contaminated at the farm. It can be contaminated in the market. So there's several channels. Huwezi jua hizo pathogens, hizo unsafe practices zimeipata wapi. So we need just to ensure all along the value chain. But we're encouraging consumers to take note and waangalie kwamba ile kidogo yenye nafanya, the practices, the little practices, washing, cleaning, separation, or the practices pale kwa nyumba, at least so that they can be able to ensure the safety of the food.
Great.
Yes.
So that one you've expounded along the line of food safety.
Yeah.
Now, can you differentiate between food security and food safety? Yeah.
Yes, differentiating food security and food safety. Food security is actually having enough. I'll say in layman's, tuko na chakula enough. And maybe not minding the varieties and the diversities, but niko na chakula ile enough.
Enough.
Yes.
Now, when you say enough,
yes.
What if I just have carbohydrate peke yake? Maybe niko na nduma zangu.
So now,
is that food security?
Actually, we are achieving food security as a whole. But now, safe and nutritious. When we come safe and nutritious, the nutrition aspect now dives in to give us specifics. Now, is this food nutritious? How much of a protein? How much of a carbohydrate? How much of the other nutritional components are in? But now, when we talk about the food security, we are just talking about how much of enough do I have
of different, let's say,
yes, I might have my issue maybe going to look for food could just be getting access to food. Food, not minding the nutritional aspect. When you talk about the safety aspect, now are those the processes, and now the nutrition component now comes into now give us is needs what do I need, the nutritional aspect, protein, carbohydrates, now minding all those in place.
Great.
Though they are interrelated. Yes.
They're interrelated. Because even from my experience, people confuse the food security and food safety sometimes. Yeah. Okay. But now you are a Kenyan, of course, right?
Yeah.
So maybe, and you live both uko Shago, then you also live in town.
Yeah.
So uko na both experiences za home na za town.
Yes.
Za town. Yeah. Now, according to you, what practices have you interacted with that people people tend to engage in that lead to foodborne diseases, which is also an aspect of food safety. Yeah. So which are some of the practices?
We have these two aspects. We have the urban and the urban, which are mostly the consumers, and we believe that from those the grassroots, mostly who are the growers of this particular food. So you realize that the trader and the grower are looking for money, but now the consumer is looking at which one can I satisfy myself. So from the grower aspect, maintaining food can be contaminated at different points. Unapata like anaweza kuwa anatumia pesticide. Ile pesticide yenye anatumia si ile yenye is the right one. Maybe nilienda mahali nikaambia hii pesticide nikikuwa nayo hivi nitapata mazao. Unapata like hiyo pesticide maybe iko bana ama nikinini hivi hii pesticide nikispray kwa hii mboga yangu immediately it kills hizo vitu zenye zinanisumbua. I go ahead and apply. And so many farmers are doing that. And we are not doing that because I want to protect you because I want to make that sale. Because maybe supply fulani anasema like anataka fulani to the eyes of that buyer, dangale kwamba hii ni nzuri. I've made sure that hakuna pesa, kuna nini, kila kitu iko set. Iko set. Ukiangalia hakuna hizo aphids and everything, hiyo food iko contaminated. But now the chemicals yenye ulikuwa umetumia, so this one to the farmer side, chemical yenye ulikuwa umetumia is not safe. Haiku affect pale. Haiku affect wewe umetumia pale, but ina affect ule. Though in the long run also that chemical could also be harming you if you don't know how to use it in the right quantities. But ukiangalia like now nimetoka hapa, I have made now a sale. It now comes to the market yenye huyo vendor ataihandle niende mpaka kwa consumer's plate. To the consumer's plate now bears all whatever you did because I spread that dangerous chemical nikaeka pale. So that's one source of contamination using harmful pesticides. Ukiangalia pia there's handling. I can come in and handle this food in a way that contaminates this food. And the moment the handling aspect, be it the farmer, be it that vendor, be it that consumer, handling is key, and it can cause you even those foodborne illness. And the water also we use, You've seen even in the capital, we are having several farmers who are using even the sewer water and to do some irrigation. It's something concerning or it's an alarm, but sasa unaangalia like huyu mtu hana maji, maybe hawezi access that clean water, but ameenda kutumia hii, maybe out of knowledge or out of ignorance. Yeye bora ame-excel anataka kufanya kitu fulani, but now the consumer bears this, and now also akiletewa kwa soko, also the consumer hajajua pia, huyo vendor hajajua maji anatoa wapi, maybe ameletewa tu na hiyo mkokoteni. Akifika kwa nyumba pia huyo wa nyumba pia huyo the consumer now pia haelewi pia imetoka wapi. So these things unapata like maybe nafanya out of knowledge ama out of unaangalia saizi Kenya maisha ni ngumu kidogo, but sasa unaangalia in that aspect ya hiyo line, kuna huyo mtu anapatana na hiyo contamination in that level. Maji ni chafu, but I went ahead and used it. Tunatumia siku nyingine maji ya kanjo nini, wengine wanachimba borehole, but sometimes we haven't not established the safetyness of the water. But though ya kanjo, maji ya kanjo inakuwa at least maybe ni mzuri, if not that, but huwezi jua pia the pipelines also pia we cannot ascertain, but we believe that they are water potable water, at least they are safe for consumption. So at least we need to use safe water for consumption. Also storage also is a key. Unapata like storage, tukienda mahali fulani, unapata like storage, tukienda pale tuingie tu masoko, angalia sokoni pale, kuna mahali penye ukienda tu hivi inakukasirisha kununua. Yes, but hapo ndio chakula ni cheap. Hapo ndio chakula ni cheap. Vibandaski pale. So nikiangalia like, hey, wacha nitafute kitu safe. Naangalia like, let me go for cheaper. And most of the time, me as a consumer, huyo consumer anatafuta ile kitu yenye inaweza msevia. So that cheap thing.
So hapo ndio cheap
is expensive. And sometimes ukienda kuambia like someone hata pia oshe, like we are in the practice tuoshe hata hiyo mboga. Unapatanga like maji. Unajua sometimes hata naweza kuambia like niko na maji, lakini sasa hiyo maji unaangalia like sijajua source, sijajua everything, but maji si tunaambia tunawe. How clean is the water? Yes. So clean is not safety. Clean is not safety. Yes. So I might be using things, but unapata like sisi wenyewe ndio tunazidi contaminate. And do you know that niwezaenda pale sokoni ninunue chakula, I bought this food, nifike nayo kwa nyumba in the right processes and everything, and during cooking najipata like hiyo chakula imedhuru, nimeingia nayo nimebidi nimeenda hospitali. Maybe kwa huyo mama mboga ama ameenda tulinunua watu 5, hao wengine hawajapata. Because of what? Because the way I handle it in the house, the way I cleaned it in the house also really matter, the way I stored in the house. So those are the key steps. Storage inaanzia pia, huyo farmer anaweza vuna astore pia, pia kwe cleaning, pia huyo vendor still. But now the final consumer pia is very crucial also. So those aspects pia ziko unapata like ziko interrelated.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Now hapo kwa food storage, food kupika food, I mean handling of the food generally, and some people say that if you expose, especially tukiwa wadogo, yani uko shago, wewe yani you don't mind whatever, yani chakula you don't mind that much kenye umewekewa kwa umekula kwa sahani ikawekwa mahali pale, you just use the same sahani sometimes, and somehow unaona wagonjeki sometimes, most of the time that is them. So what's your take about that? Kuna any challenge between the ushago setting and the city setting? Because we tend to be more careful in the city when it comes to food safety. Hizo kuangalia mahali maji natoka, mahali such like. So what about ushago? Because ushago, if you look at it, kuna hizo ma places za kuchota maji, marive or what, those communal places. So what's your take about that?
Interesting, because ukiangalia like chakula ya ushago, from them ile chakula wanakula, how many hands inapita? How many hands before it reaches to their table?
But then wadogo ni si wengi.
Haya, ukiangalia tao hapa, how many hands chakula inatoka huko mtaani ikufikie?
A lot.
You even don't know the hands that imekuja pale. Sometimes itoke huko ikuja kwa kibandaski, huyo jamaa wa kibandaski ameona imewither. Unajua maybe kuna wengine wanazitibu. Kuna vitu zinanyunyiziwa pale.
Kutibu ndio kunyunyizia.
Maybe kunyunyiza, yes. Sometimes let me give you a good example because tukifika pia pale Tao, let me use an example of mangoes, maembe. Maembe tunafika pale Tao kama saizi, I think saizi ni msimu wa maembe. Pale Tao, yes. Unapata like maembe iko pale inauza maembe fit, unaangalia iko pale imewekewa matawi ya green. Ya maembe. So unasema like hii maembe ni safi. But randomly buy those mangoes. Ukifika nyumbani unapata ziko squeezed, like zimefinywa yani ziko aje. They are not fresh as they were being portrayed pale kwa ground. So kuna wale wenye wanatumianga, unajua Wakenya wako very creative in terms of making things look fresh. Hata vitu kama maziwa, nini pale, vitu zikae fresh. There are innovations around chemicals. Nitakuja hapa niambie chemicals inaweza make hiyo chakula ikuwe fresh. I apply it. So nikifika nayo nyumbani, I need thorough washing. So imagine need thorough washing, but naeka tu maji, then even pia hiyo maji maybe it's not safe to the way yanatoka. But pale nyumbani wanaangalia like kisima iko tu hapo. Iko peke yake pale. Kisima iko pale ama ile kanini pale. There is nothing other than the crops. Ziko pale, yenye iko pale maybe around. Na sana ukiangalia hata hizo kitu kama hizo river streams. Majority tu unapata ngala ziko mahali places zimejitenga. Kuna zingine hata zinakuanga tu wide open. Ndio tunakunywa hiyo maji lakini sisi kwa mgo.
I've used nakumbuka I've used such open, we call it open.
Yeah, ziko tu open. Unachota tu hivi. Lakini unapata like pia iko contaminate. Then sometimes unapata pia maji yako nyumbani ni kama ina move, so pia hiyo moving water pia inasaidia to enhance pia maybe freshness. But what I know is from what I understand, chakula ya nyumbani maybe niko kwa garden pale, ama desi huyo venda wa nyumbani nimeenda kununua kwa hiyo venda, ametoa tu kwa shamba na akaniletea direct
na hajatumia chemicals
na maybe hata kama ametumia maybe chemicals, hata kama maybe ametumia a few things, but nikikuja hapo I have enough pure water. Unajua pia town also challenges comes in when it comes to washing. You sometimes unapata like nanunua maji mtungi moja ni 40 bob. So affording huo mtungi wa maji na kwa like ni ngumu.
So inabidi you conserve.
So unapata like I conserve, but on the other side naumia.
So it's more of concentrate on the profit side of it.
Yes, so unajua pia town, alafu unajua pia town vendors wao kwa business mind oriented. But sasa ukiangalia like mimi nachunga mali pangu, sitaki kujali wewe consumer, na wewe nao wamejua pia consumer akienda pale soko hataki vitu zimewidha, anataka kitu ina shine.
Na sasa let's look at it from, let's say, the sustainability angle. Wewe kama let's say you are a vendor, let's say mtu wa mboga, si ndio? Na venye umesema mambo na kununua maji is very expensive. That I understand.
Yes.
Maybe kibuyu moja 50 bob. Na 50 bob ili upate kama profit, umeuza kadhaa. So in terms of sustainability of your business, what should we do now? Because you are looking at the profit. Umenunua mboga zako, nyanya zako, and then you want to make profit out of it. At the same time, you want to like practice safe ways of let's say, selling to your customers safe food. Now, what can be done? Maybe it cannot be specifically to that particular person mwenye anauza. Maybe to the general public, or maybe to the government, something like that. What can be done? Because we look at sustainability of this business. Ukitumia maji mingi, it translates to a lot of cash to be used. So what do you think can be done? Ili sasa we maintain the sustainability of this business, at the same time the safety of the consumers.
Actually, that has been the conversation around, and most of these vendors, that's why they are going for the cheapest. Kuna wale mtu mwenye anaweza kuwa analeta maji safe na anauza affordable. Na kuna ule mtu analeta ile maji ingine, kuna ule mwenye niko nayo 10 bob mtuni. Ama I can access it somewhere at 5 bob. Yes. Yes, inaweza kuwa hata hiyo 5 bob ni safe ama nini, but it's not guaranteed. Siwezi jua. It's maybe clean in the eyes, but is it safe for that consumption? Then what the government should do, one, they should guarantee both the vendor and the consumer that this is safe water. Because it's their duty.
And also make it cheap or affordable.
Yes, make it not even available. Yes. When you make it available, automatically people will afford. Because most of the time unapata like its availability is not guaranteed.
Yes.
There are markets zenye totally hazina maji. Ukiingia pale, there's a time nilikuwa Kawangware market na one of the nini nilipata Kawangware market like haina maji. So ni watu mkoko na nini ndio wana supply, and that one is a norm in most of the market around the market Nairobi. So unapata like hizo maji pale penye ziko pale hiyo maji iko unapata like pale penye wanatoa sijui nimelitoa tu na punda. Huyo punda msawa punda alitoa wapi? Huyo msawa mkokoteni ametoa wapi? So it's something yenye we are not guaranteed about, and that's why now we are going to the consumer also. We are empowering the consumers because the consumer is empowered in line with the constitution. They are given powers. Consumers have their rights. One is right to choose. Two is right to have to safe and nutritious food. Three, right to quality food and quantity. And also right to redress. Redress me you can launch complaints at a particular area venye nakuwa. But most consumers wanakuanga like they don't understand this space. I don't know my rights. Like tuna assume like ni chakula tu. Ni chakula like I feel like maybe nikibuy kitu kubwa ndio ninaweza rudisha pale fund, but consumers, let's imagine this scenario. There's mama mboga A, there's mama mboga B. Huyu A make sure like kibanda chake ni clean, everything, hizo vitu zote. And there is two mwenye she's assuming even the storage nikifika pale ni pale. But yes, anatuletea mboga, wote wanatuletea mboga, it's same. But sasa now all of us consumers, because we're informed, we now move to kibandaski A, because we're kibandaski A and observe cleanliness and the food safety aspects. But huyu number 2 observe hizo nini pale. We shape this one to go there. Automatically this vendor ataanza like what's not happening? Hatujampiga, hatujafanya nini? Unaona? We just move. Yes. If this vendor is good enough, we'll have to go and ask huyo vendor anafanya aje. But the common knowledge is haja maintain the cleanness. The moment akianza maintain the cleanness, we can come back still and buy from that person.
So generally it's more of should be a collective responsibility.
It should be a collective responsibility because as most of the time mimi kama consumer ni assumption yenye maybe tuko na that could be number 1. Number 2, I don't know. Most of the time naangalia haki yetu but lakini hatujui. But the constitution empowers that consumer to have the knowledge about the product, right to choose. They are able to they have the right to safe and quality products. When it remains safe, it also includes water. We have the right to access water.
Just taking you back kidogo about the consumer rights. So you want to tell me that kuna hizo do we call them rules or maybe laws that a consumer, let's say I'm a local consumer of goods around and let's say nimeenda kibandaski fulani or maybe duka fulani nikapewa something yenye is not for me, naweza check maybe expiry date or what, or maybe imechafuka something, so niko na hiyo right ya kurudi back na I'll be backed up with the law.
Yes. Yeah, that's actually what we are doing actually as consumer persons. We first come in to help you understand. about that's empowerment of the consumer rights. Then number two, if you have any complaints, in fact, we have a platform where we are collecting consumer complaints. So the platform gives that consumer that they have a right to launch that complaint.
Okay,
and
that
also,
is as per the CGA. But now, the government.
Yes, the government has, under the
okay.
Competition Authority of Kenya, of whom we have done several work, including even sensitization around schools on consumer rights. We are telling them these things. If you have anything, just and it's free.
It's free.
It's free. So that's a government agency that enforces enforces that. Competition Authority. We work with them closely because they are mandated to protect the consumers. So in that aspect, there's a area where we cannot go overboard. We have to seek their guidance.
All right. Okay, hapo Competition Authority.
Yeah.
For me, I think venye nilikuwa nimeinteract nayo, I thought it was more into, let's say, business and business. Kumbe it goes to the consumer as well?
Yeah, actually it's the consumer. Their prime role is
the consumer.
The consumers. They need to have a fair ground.
A fair ground.
If they are protecting those businesses, whom are they protecting? It's the consumer. Yes, it's the consumer. So it's just reaching them out, and they are all over. If you get into their website, and if at the grassroots, if you cannot be able to kufikia your competition, that's why consumer grassroots is here. We are working also now collaboratively so that we can ensure that at least this consumers feels and enjoys the rights as enshrined in the constitution.
Now, for example, ukiangalia if you go to the supermarket and any other, most businesses that are issuing receipts. If you read up receipt umeandika, goods once sold cannot be returned. What's your take about that, and according to the law and the best practice around that? Let's say, for example, nimeenda kununua something, but I was in a hurry and I picked from the counter, and then nikapewa receipt yangu, I go home and only to find that these things are not good, and hapo chini imeandikwa kwa receipt, goods once sold cannot be returned. If you go to the supermarket or maybe the vendor who gave you, anakuambia this is our policy, goods once sold cannot be returned. So what's your take around that?
But it's not your right to give consumers fake products.
Okay.
Yes, you have your duty is to give me products of good quality.
So in short, if that happens,
if the product has not satisfied me as a consumer, so I have also the right to complain. So you just launch such cases. There have been so many cases that have been refunded around. If you see the Competition Authority of Kenya, they have that channel of doing that, and so many people have been compensated through that, and also through consumer grassroots. Also, it's something that I've been doing, and people have been refunded. Okay. Because your duty as that vendor is to provide the best.
Okay.
That satisfies my need. And if this quality, come as easy, let me just use a simple example outside food. You go and buy maybe a gadget somewhere in town. You paid 8,000 or 10,000 or so. And that gadget didn't work, but you gave me the receipt. So is it your work to sell me a fake product because I had the 8,000? Value for money.
Value for money.
Yes.
All right.
So I had the 8,000, so you need to give me a product worth that.
Worth the money. Nice.
The money, yes.
So in short,
consumers are protected.
In short, the consumers should know their rights.
The consumers should know their rights, and it should be practiced at every stage, because we need to encourage them to practice these things at every stage. That's why you see, like, our initiatives are rooted around the consumers.
Nice.
Protecting them in their daily lives, and also ensuring that they know their rights is also enshrined in the Constitution.
Nice. Thank you so much. You've elaborated that one so much, very well.
Yeah.
And what comes out is that consumers have got their rights, and
they have the power.
And they have got the power, in short.
Yes,
nice,
the power
nice.
to shape.
Now,
Yes.
go to the next segment. We shall be looking at the innovations that help consumers make safer choices.
Wow.
Yeah. So maybe my question is, what new or emerging technologies are helping consumers verify the safety and authenticity of food? Now we are narrowing down again into food.
Yes.
So what new or emerging technologies are helping consumers to verify the safety or authenticity of food? Yes.
Yeah. We as consumer grassroots are advocating for something called traceability. We are into that and involving several stakeholders, including the governments, the county governments, to ensure that at least we can be able to trace the food from the source. And the new technologies around that have been using the QR codes. Whenever you have gone maybe to buy your foods, maybe from the markets, the informal markets, and also the other markets, the formal markets like the supermarkets, also there. Products ukiangalia pale, the market that I've interacted with most of the supermarkets work on a QR code, so you can scan and get to know where the food is coming from. I think that one will cure the issues around food, the food safety issues in this space. The informal markets just gonna a bit of a challenge. But if we could collaboratively work towards that, at least on a common cause, we start small, little efforts, I think we can get in done, at least moving. And also there's a channel where I'm going to buy food from a certain vendor. And also now that majority of the vendors in the urban market, we buy our foods now from we are buying their foods from the sources markets kwa masoko nini, and that's the market that majorly serves us. So we need to normalize buying from our trusted sources. That vendor that I trusted and anatoanga mahali food and nini pale. So as you skim around also, normalize buying foods from trusted sources, and also reading labels also will also be able to enhance itatusaidia pia kama consumers to enhance our knowledge about the food imetoka wapi, that curiosity yes, around that. But then at the informal markets, I insist at least vendors we go buy we source from our trusted sources. It is that one that I normally buy from the supermarket. Hata nikienda hata kununua mboga supermarket, if I demand that kwamba this mboga sio safe and I want other measures to be taken, for them they will look for the supply and atawaonyesha mpaka kwa shamba. But hii kwa soko pale, ukienda pale kwa informal markets, utapata like huyo vendor, there's a lot of brokers or sijui nini, a lot of things around there. But it's something yenye it's doable collaboratively. We need to hold our people accountable. We need to hold also the government accountable so that they can give us the services that we want.
Now, when you say that you go for trusted vendors, and I believe trusted vendors are these formal people, formal business like supermarket that you've said. But hapa kila mtu amekuja jijini kutafuta mapato. So mtu wa kibanda kangu pale karibu na nyumba yangu, somehow the market fluctuates sometimes. Akienda kuchukua vitu zake somewhere, maybe amepata huko kulikuwa na challenge, maybe mboga zilianguka mahali zikarudishwa, yeye akazileta. So in a way, at some point food zake ziko safe, at some point ziko unsafe based on how zimekuwa handled along the way. But now if we stick to trusted people, kidogo this person huyu mwenye ni small holder, tuseme ni small holder vendor, kidogo yake ni fluctuating na it's beyond their capability to address this. Because in that scenario, what can you suggest, or maybe what can you say about that? Because pia yeye anataka mapato. si eti anaifanya because that's the it's like the only thing anaweza fanya to sustain their income and also their livelihood. So what do you think about that?
Actually, ukiangalia like meaning trusted sources doesn't mean I am going to the supermarket actually. You know, there are vendors outside here who have really established themselves to the extent that they can even source for them directly from the pale kwa source and they have their specific supply source. And the moment I am into this business, I'll want to be interested up to the point yenye inatoka huko nyuma. Unaona? So some of these vendors when wamekuwa in the space for quite some time, at least they know how to maneuver the space, because once I'm also in the business, I'll be trying to improve each and every time. I have seen vendors who are sourcing who started from a point A because they wanted now to get something, but as they got in like Kokanza to improve, and now they can source directly maybe from the farm. They can pick their produce from a particular point, and they are bringing in safe food, and they're in the informal markets. So it's something that's doable, but just like we can assume that it's difficult to do because kuna wale wenye wanaingia in, I just want to get some income for today. So that's now also the bigger challenge in Yokona. The QR code is a bit expensive. It's the current innovations that everyone is running about, but it's a bit expensive. Maybe for that, especially for those who wanaweza kuwa hawana the gadgets, the right gadgets to access hizo points. But now slowly by slowly we shall get there, because you cannot influence change at a go. You have to do it step by step.
All right, that's a good one. Now, looking at the consumer empowerment and advocacy that CJ does, I believe that CJ has been a champion for consumer rights.
Yes.
Now, how can consumers become more active in demanding safe food that is beyond just buying?
Actually, as I started the conversation, I told you that as a consumer, I can buy na niende nyumbani nipike niharibikie, ama ni store na niharibikie. So such things are there, does not happen. So we can't run away from the reality that one will happen. It will happen. There are those cases zenye zinafanyika. So as the consumer, at least we have a role. That's why we are telling them, we are empowering them with that particular knowledge to shape also the buying and the demand and the supply. Because at the end, those vendors without the consumers, they will not be there. They are bringing all those items because of us, because we creating that demand. And also we can shape how they are bringing those items. We have the power. We don't need to go to the streets. We don't know. I just need to know that this one is not bringing chakula yenye mimi, the right quality that I want. It takes me no time to choose another vendor, because I also again have the right to choose. Once I choose that vendor, I choose the vendor that's satisfying the quality demands that I want. Yes. So consumers have the power to shape the markets. Consumers have the power to shape demand and to shape also the supply. I think we are just working out of maybe maybe could be ignorance, could be I don't know, and sometimes nowadays majority of them blame the cost of living.
The cost of living.
Yeah, but I challenge them. I've always been challenging the consumers. Let not your 10 bob cost you into a bigger trouble.
Oh yeah.
Your 10 bob. I don't want to be empowered. Like I go and use my 10 bob to go and buy a particular product, let's say hiyo sukuma ya 10 bob pale kwa street, pale Mdhuru, ukiendanga pale Mdhuru unapata like mboga zimetandikwa pale na ni zinakuwa cheap by the way. Hata unaweza pata zimepangwa kwa bundles, they are very, and 10 bob actually zinakuwa 10 bob 10 bob zimenini pale, but ziko chini. Gari zikipita ni mchanga inaanguka pale, ndani akipita zinaanguka pale. Watu wangapi wanapitanga pale? The traffic flow of the people. Tumekanyaga siwe, tumekanyaga wapi, tumekanyaga kila mahali, tunapita pale, lakini hiyo mboga iko pale, vumbi yote inalanda pale. Na kuna mtu mwenye ako na mboga yake safi kwa kibanda yake selling again the same 10 bob. Selling again the same, ama hiyo ameongeza tu maybe hiyo from 5 to 10 bob. But now this one is eating safe, but we wanasema like you want that cheap. Yes, cheap, but it's now is expensive
in the long run.
Yes, but there's some places unapata like they are same prices. Okay, kijaribu compare, they are close to same prices, because hii food ikitoka pale ni 10 bob, hiyo maybe mboga imefungwa na 10 bob, ukifika huko mtaani still imefungwa na 10 bob. But the logic ukiangalia pale maybe inaweza kuwa maybe quantity wise ama nini, because pia our traders they are very sharp. Every time they are innovating, they are reading the minds of the consumers, and they really want to make more sales. But now mimi consumer naangalia pia pocket wise, nasema nini, but kuna ule mama fulani pale kwa mboga anaweka vizuri, anajua kuchunga vitu zake, maji anajua pale penye anaendanga, but I assume because na feel like that's expensive. So that's now the biggest challenge yenye kama the consumers wanna have in the space. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, okay, let's just stick to CJ and what they do.
Yeah.
Now, what role do consumer associations and local community groups play in bridging the gap between policy and practice? The role that, especially the CJ, what role do you play in bridging the gap between the policy and practice? Because we understand there are policies around consumers, right? Yeah. And it's due to ignorance that people tend to like continue with the malpractices. I can call them malpractice because they're not safe, right? So what's the role of the CJ and any other like-minded organization? What role do they play in bridging the gap between the policy and the practice?
Yeah, actually, Consumer Grassroots, as the name suggests, is a grassroots organization, and we do our advocacy is evidence-based. Because we are interacting with consumers, we're getting the realities on the ground, we are getting the realities, whatever is affecting the consumers, we are getting all the realities from there, and that informs our advocacy. Even if we are going to air out, or going to pin down the government, or are going to talk to the regulators or the policymakers, we know from which point the pain points about for the consumers. Consumers know this. I know this particular consumer anapenda hii na huyo mwingine pia anataka kitu fulani. But sasa I am going now to address that pain point of the consumers. So we are bridging up between the policymakers and the consumers. And one challenge that really affects the consumers, you see kuna ule consumer ako chini kabisa, feels like imagine umenunua kitu ya so unaenda kuripoti mahali, the transport alone peke yake it exits nini, sinaona. But for us we have so many maybe related complaints around the same, so that's where we go to the consumers are complaining about this. What really can be done about them, so that we can safeguard the consumers and so that they can enjoy a particular service that's being delivered. So we act as a bridge gap to those, even if there's a legal case in place. You see, Consumer Grassroots is coming in to make sure that this loophole is also solved. We shall go as per the opinions of the people. And when you go as per the opinions of the people, at least we are enlightening them. We are enlightening the consumers that keep raising. Because I've told you that we have the consumer complaint platform, where consumers reach out and are raising complaints about the interactions with the food, since the project is focused on food and the general complaints aspect. So we have to assess them. Why are they also complaining? And we need to do our due diligence because that's what you have. Our advocacy is evidence-based, and we do speak the mind of the consumers and the grassroots.
Talking of that, talking of now you are engaging the consumers.
Yeah.
But like, have you like influenced any policy around consumers, especially in the food area, in the food sector?
Yeah, we've influenced several policies around the same. One in our project areas, and one in Nairobi, the Nairobi Food and Fortification Policy, which we've actively participated, and that has led to the drafting of the food safety manual for street food vendors. And there's also several ones that are coming in. There's food system, around the food systems. There's also a few policies, and in Kajiado there are around 5 agricultural bills that we were actively part of it to make sure that they are enacted into acts. 5 agricultural bills. So I believe that, and in Busia there's some, also in Homa Bay there's some, but we have been working to ensure like at least consumers complaints or consumers concerns are also put on table, and are also included in the documents, because we sit in such engagements or in such forums as representatives of consumers. We are the consumer voices in the forum, so their opinions, we carry their opinions to the space.
And now, okay, that's a good one. You've influenced policies around food safety and food security.
And there are more that we are engaging in.
You're engaging. Yes. Now, in terms of practicability, from your assessment, of course, you've been in the space for some time. From your assessment, how is the uptake of these policies? Because you know, it's a culture that we are in.
I believe the uptake is a good percentage, because let me use the Nairobi, the street food one, because it will be involving these people. It's not just going in to say like, we're analyzing, we're kitu fulani, we are legalizing you, we are forcing you. No, it's more of a conversation. I am coming to train you first. What am I going to train you on? Food safety aspects. Once I have trained you and I have equipped you with the necessary knowledge around this, now do the right thing. We are working closely with the Nairobi County. We are working also closely with Kajiado County when we developed our bills. So it's our capability in Kajiado County is like it's happening. It's happening at the moment in Kajiado County, those bills. And it's going to safeguard. And we need to now, our work is to make sure that the consumers, the vendors, and these people really understands the policies, really understands why this is coming. Yes. And when they see us there, because we are the voices of the people, they know that we consumers also, our voices has been carried to the table. Yes.
That's a great one. It might take a long time, but I believe
it's a process, and also drafting the policies takes a long period.
And expensive as well.
It's expensive. And if one comes in, you cannot change that thing once. You have to keep on doing, and make the people understand that the why we are doing those processes. Because it's in the long run, we are having so many health challenges that really needs to be taken into consideration.
Nice.
So, and we need to make them understand why we are doing this. Yeah.
As we wind up now, let's look at connecting food safety to food security. So how are unsafe foods contributing to food insecurity in Kenya? Yes, we have various incidences of unsafe food, especially the poorly handled food. So how do they really contribute to food insecurity in Kenya?
Yeah, actually, you see, when the food, majority of the time they have declared food unsafe, through the government agencies, because they are the regulatory and they have the one tasked, mandated to do that. And sometimes when they wakienda like kushika hiyo chakula yenye si safe, they have at some point kuitupa. They have declared it publicly. But kuna wale wenye automatically that food had come to at least take care of a particular people, if not just for the business aspect, it was to take care of a particular people. Na huyo mtu mwenye ameleta hiyo food inakuanga like this person ataenda hasara. They will not mind hiyo pale, but sasa now at some point they is naked, because baba that one creates if I've seized all the unsafe foods, automatically whatever was supposed to feed the public has reduced, and thus it will tutakuwa tumeachieve our food security. Kuna wale wenye they maybe it will miss in the value chain. It's just encouraging. Food safety will squeeze the food security aspect, but now in the long run we are looking at the health aspect, the health of the people, the consumers. In as much as I can be bringing more, let's say we bring in tons and tons and tons, but if it is safe, everyone is going to hospital, everyone is having issues, everyone having issues with food. We are also looking at that aspect. So food safety is crucial because we are safeguarding all the people, and once you safeguard the people, I come buy more. You'll be getting more money, and you also be getting more. I also be enjoying what I wish. We need to take food as medicine, not as poison. I really love what Murang'a County is doing, because they have introduced food farmers where they are more like prescribing food as medicine. So we need to encourage this to consumers, that we see food as medicine, not just food. And food can also be food as poison, because it can kill you instantly, and again, food as medicine. So our messages are now inclined to the area, to the side that consumers should need this food as medicine.
As medicine.
Food as medicine. Yes.
Great.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Brian. And maybe your last, let's say, words in the area around food safety and food security to our viewers and also listeners.
Yeah, actually, what I'll say, food safety is a very crucial topic. It's a very crucial conversation that is rarely had, because everyone in their own spaces believe that whatever they are doing is safe, and everyone is confident about what they are doing. Different people have different cultures, different practices, but at the end of the day is the final product on the plate. Are those processes safe for what's needed? Because we need, at the end of the day, what we are doing is to achieve, or what we are doing, aiming to achieve a reduction in the aftermath of the food, of the unsafe foods, because hiyo ndio kitu mbaya. Na ukiangalia saa hizi there are so many diseases emerging. Kesho ukienda hospitali, ukivisit these dispensaries, acha tuende tu mtaani pale, the dispensaries and everything, majority of them utapata like there are quite a number of diseases they attend to in a day. A large percentage itakuwa food related. It's food related. So if we reduce that risk, we are also working on preventing the public health, and also we are also protecting your pocket. You are saving even more, because if you eat unsafe food, pocket ndio itaumia. If you eat safe food, you are saving your pocket, and you will do other things health-wise. So health-wise, that's what we are rooted, and also achieving that, the quality, the safety aspect of that particular food.
Thank you so much, Brian. So
Yes.
To our guest, you've heard that if it is not safe, it is not food. So
Yes.
as you also engage in your daily eating, and maybe any other thing related to food, ensure that it's safe. And if it's not safe, it is not food.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and see you in the next episode.
Thank you.
Thank you.